Hi everybody and welcome to the puppet making workshop. Today we are going to make some shadow puppets. Now I have heard that there was some storytelling this week about the wind and the sun, and so I thought that we might make some shadow puppets that were about the wind. So this week we're going to make some birds, because birds fly on the wind and the wind is very important to them. So this is one of the birds we're going to make, and this is just the start of it. Now what we'll need is some either black card, and if you can't get black card then you can use some cereal boxes or pizza boxes, or that nice lightish card that has a little bit of strength. So either of them will work. We'll need either, you can use lollipop sticks or you can use plant sticks or bamboos. We need a scissors, a pencil, some of this nice duct tape is good, but if you can't get duct tape, sellotape will do. I've got some of this glue, I've got like a glue stick, but you can use just ordinary PVA glue if you like. Now let's get started. So I have got a template of a chick here. That's what I'm going to use. If you want, you could maybe look on the internet and get some ideas on there. You could print off a silhouette of a bird, or you can just draw the bird yourself straight onto the card. Or you can put a piece of paper up to your laptop or computer screen and draw around the template that I will hold up for you later on. So first of all, I'm going to just draw around my template like this. There we go. We'll get the feet in. Do the eyes, the beak. There we go. So I have got my bird drawn out. And now let me just roughly cut it out first. It's always easier to cut something out if you cut out roughly the shape first. So let's put my card over there. So I'm just going to go around the outline a little bit here with my scissors. And then I'm going to do two things. I'm going to cut out the center of the face with one part of it with my scissors and another part with my knife, just so as you can see the difference. So if I wanted to use the scissors to cut out the beak, what I could do is just fold my puppet in half, take a little chunk out so that I can get the scissors in, and then I can cut around the outline of the beak. So that's the way I can use my scissors. There we go. There's the beak cut out. And then if I wanted to use the scissors to cut out the eyes, I could just punch a hole. So if you're going to do this, you need an adult with you to help you use the scissors. So if you hold this part of the scissors and keep your fingers away from the blade all the time, and then you can just punch a hole. So there we go. Punch a hole in the card, and then that will give you an eye, so you can twist it around a little bit, because it doesn't have to be the exact shape. So that's one thing you can do with the scissors. And then I could also, if I'm going to use a blade, I can just cut it out with the blade. So again, you need to definitely have an adult with you if you're going to use a blade, and you always turn the blade so that it's going away from your fingers, so it makes it very hard for the blade to slip and have an accident. So you want to keep your fingers on the other side of the blade, away from the sharp side. So there we go. I've got a face cut out now. Now I have a bird that I have cut out earlier. There we go. Ta-da! And what I'm going to do here, just put this away. I'm going to get some feathers for the outline of this chick. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down the two sides, down here and down here. So I've got my Pritt stick, or my glue stick. I'll just put that down there for a sec, and then I'm going to get myself some feathers, and I'm just going to stick them down the side, so making sure that the feathers are sticking out. There we go. And I'll just put a little bit more on there. So there is one side with feathers, and because remembering this is just a silhouette, so you don't have to fill right through the middle of the puppet, just the sides. So you can see there I've got, when we've got a shadow, it's going to show those little feathers on the side. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stick on the bird. So this is the simplest way. This is a lollipop stick. Any kind of a flat stick you can find will work. And let me just get a bit of tape here. So I'm going to cut a bit of tape. Put that roll down there for a sec. And I'm going to stick it down on this side of the leg, because I want as little of the lollipop stick to be seen as possible. So there we go. That's it. We have one shadow puppet. So there's one bird. There's our chick. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this other bird with its wings flying out. So you can see I've got a template cut of this already, and I've already cut out this bird, so it's ready to go. Now the only thing I need to do here, I still have to mark in the eye. So I'm just going to mark the eye in. There we go. And I'm going to use my blade for this, but again you can use a scissors, and I'm only leaning very gently on that blade, so we wouldn't want it to break. And I might just finish it off with this scissors. So I've got my eye. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put feathers down this side of the wing and this side of the wing. So what I've done is I've cut out some pieces, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you just get a scrap piece of card and just cut pieces out of this scrap piece of card like that. So you can cut them out whatever shape you want. I think I'll cut these ones in half so that I'll get more. So I've got loads of little pieces, and I also have some that I cut earlier over here that I'm going to gather up now. And with these, I'm going to put my glue on here and here. And I'm going to just stick them down the side of the wings. So it's kind of like a feather effect. Now if you wanted to, you could take the time to actually cut feathers into these shapes. So we'll have a look at how that might happen. I'll just get a couple of more feathers on here. There we go, that'll do us. And so you could do something like this, just to get a feather effect if you wanted. So see that? I'm getting a nice feather effect there. But I am going to just go ahead and do it without the feather effect. So you'll just get some feathers on this side. It'll be cool when we get these made, and there'll be a chance to have the birds flying through the air. I wonder what designs you might come up with for your shadow screens. There's all kinds of birds that can be made. And of course, I do know that the eagle is a very special bird, so there might be a few eagles that will need to be made. So here we go. I've got my feathers on my bird. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do something a little bit more complicated for the stick. So I'm going to take a plant stick. You could also use a lollipop stick for this bit. So this is the tricky bit here, is the tape. So you've got to cut the tape the right way. So I'm going to take a piece of tape like that, and I am going to cut it about a third into the middle of the tape on both sides. So as you can see, I've still got a piece of a solid piece in the middle. So it's got two slits on the side and a solid piece in the middle. Then I'm going to get my stick. I'm going to place it on the edge of the tape, and I'm going to roll it so that it gets into the middle part. Then I'm going to keep rolling, but I've got to make sure my tape doesn't get wrapped up on itself. And then I'm going to just wrap that other piece around the stick so that I end up with something that looks a little bit like this. It's almost a T shape at the top of the stick. And then I can glue or stick my tape down onto my puppet. And what it means is I've got a little bit of movement here, so that the stick can move, and it just gives the puppet a little bit more movement. So now I can get my bird to fly. So there we go. We've got two types of birds, and I think what we need to do now is we need to go and look at how we can make a screen to get those puppets moving. So see you in a minute. So here we are. I found a little corner in my kitchen where I can, I've got a nice window, and I'm going to set my screen out in front of it so that I can use natural daylight and I don't need to worry about plugging in a lamp. So I've got, as you can see, I got my wooden sweeping brush. I put it on top of two stools so that'll keep it nice and level. I've got myself my bed sheet that I found in my cupboard. 100% cotton is best if you can find one. So I'm going to get my bed sheet, and I've got myself a little bit of tape already cut here. So I'm going to get that out, and I'm just going to tape my bed sheet onto the brush. So quick and easy. It's just, this is about having a bit of fun, doing it as easily as we can. And there we go. So if we just try and settle it so that it hits the ground in a straight line, that will just give you a bigger screen to work with. And then I might just tape it in the middle Just try and keep it as even as I can. And there we go. That's it. I've got my screen, and you can see I can get a pretty good shadow from behind there. The more sunlight you have coming through, the better, of course. But it just makes it's quick and easy, and it makes it easy to kind of just start straight away and get into having fun with your puppets. So now we know how to make the puppets, we know how to make a shadow screen, and all that's left to do is to go and make those birds fly. So let's go and see what it looks like when they fly. I've done some ideas of my own, and I'm hoping that you have great fun experimenting with your puppets. Thanks everyone for coming, and see you next time. Bye.
Cheep, 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 cheep. Cheep, 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 cheep. Cheep, 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 cheep. Cheep, 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 cheep.